real-world problems. A lot of times they don't have a clear bottom line win. Otherwise, we wouldn't debate things.
According to rules set by the candidates themselves.
What we are trying to accomplish here is really to demonstrate that we can have a meaningful and valuable discussion between man and machine.
We are actually trying to show that a computer system can add, if you want, conversation or decision-making by bringing facts and doing a different kind of argumentation.
Hello, Dan. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
The debater system tries to understand the concept over which we are debating.
Having analyzed the data, I will argue that we should subsidize music education.
When it gets the topic, until you hear the first speech, it's collecting all the possible arguments, trying to remove redundancy.
It is about recognizing important issues for society.
The system is evolving.
The IBM debater can have all the opinions in the world, but IBM debater does not pay taxes, and we do.
You are speaking at the extremely fast rate of 218 words per minute. There is no need to hurry.
The value of the technology is really to allow decision makers to take more informed decisions. There is a territory which is uncharted to some extent, and this is where we are now.
Thank you for listening.
It's important to recognize the reason we're talking about AI in 2018, and we weren't talking about it in 2008 or 1998, is not because of this technology. It's because of advances in machine learning. And so when we think about what these advances are, why are we talking about AI today? It's because of prediction technology.
To me, the key right now in this next phase of AI is how do we put tools so that others can create intelligence in every walk of life, putting it in the hands of school administrators everywhere. It is about putting AI tools in the hands of oncologists and radiologists.
Medical diagnosis is a prediction problem. What does your doctor do? They take information about your symptoms and fill in the missing information of the cause. That's prediction. If you asked a doctor 20 or 30 years ago if they were doing prediction, they might not have realized it. But now it's pretty clear that diagnosis is a prediction problem. Object classification is a prediction problem, right? Your eyes take in signals, light signals, and fill in the missing information of what that object is in some context for it. Autonomous driving is a prediction problem.
Most of our businesses and companies, it will not be man or machine. It will be all of us working, and I've watched this, whether it's with doctors, lawyers, underwriters, call centers. It's a very symbiotic relationship that you're conversing with this technology as it understands it.
So for a long time, I thought they didn't understand AI, and I tried to explain AI to people. I now realize the problem is we don't understand ethics or what it means to be human. But the point is that a lot of this comes down to power, and a lot of it comes down to deception by those in power trying to create basically shell companies without even people in them, right?
With a less than a 4-year university degree, you can participate in this AI economy. And therefore, this is where the name New Collar came from. Not a blue-collar job, not necessarily white-collar. Quit trying to look backwards. Go forward. These could be called new-collar positions. And that in many parts of the world, take a 4-year high school or wherever it's called, in maybe it's 6 years. And we've now scaled this to 100 schools around the world. They're called Pathway to Technology. Give them a curriculum that's relevant, give them mentorship, and be sure they're teaching what you're hiring for. We have 250 other companies working with us on this, Pathway to Technology, and they are now in not only the United States, they are not only in South Africa, Australia, but coming quickly behind that is India, Netherlands, there's, oh boy, where else? Korea, a whole set of other countries, and over 100. And these kids are coming out, young adults, with these skills that work in this new economy, in this data economy.
In principle, Facebook is using AI. It's a simple version of AI currently, but it does use AI. And it uses things like tagging, for example, which is not anymore simple, right? So it's actually recognizing your pictures and who you are and so on. So that's quite advanced. However, the problem with all of this is that you can see that everywhere. You go to the restaurant, what you see? People sit on a date with their phones. So why do they date the phone? Why do they have this other person on the other side? It's unbelievable, you know. I have seen the whole families, 2 kids, 2 parents, everybody with a phone. I mean, we forget to communicate with each other. We are hiding behind these phones and behind this kind of technology. However, what's going on now is that everybody is doing deep learning.
Even though we are in the supervised world, we are going to unsupervised. Already, the state of the art of deep learning and reinforcement learning is these adversarial networks where we are literally generating label data, not through humans, but through networks. That's when it becomes even more complicated.
If the data is biased in any way, this bias will be picked up and it will be propagated from all the decisions. So for example, if you have, say, giving the jobs to people, if the job was always given to people coming from a certain area because that's a wealthy area or it's the area where most of the people can have a certain degree, then you will continue predicting that these people from this area will be getting the job more regularly. So immediately you do introduce the bias because somebody else from another area could also have a good degree and could also, you know, be wonderful, but it's not from the area, so the prediction will actually be wrong. So there are these biases in the data that you can pick up and you need to deal with it. There is another thing, and that is, of course, you do not know when you do machine learning and when you do everything automatically whether there is something that would actually be automatically made to collect certain things of data. So for either, cyber attack or to actually collect certain things from you, or to, for example, block your mobile phone battery that will die after 2 years and, you need to buy a new phone. So it doesn't matter. All of these kind of things could be actually biases in the data or in the way AI is employed. So it's really important to understand the speed and the acceleration of the technology is phenomenal. And we have no clue where we will really be.